Hey guys, it's Anya, otherwise known as Pink Sweets here on YouTube, and today I'm going to do a full face of my favorite makeup products. So I'm going to go through each category, tell you what my favorite is, and I'm going to use those products to do my makeup today. So first and foremost, don't forget you can follow me on Instagram at Pink Sweets with a 1 instead of an I. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment down below anything you want to see on my channel that you haven't seen yet. And let's get started. So first we go in with our brows. Now you guys know that I usually use my e.l.f. brow pencil, but lately I want to kind of match my brows more to my hair. So I've been going in with the Marc Jacobs Fine Wine eyeliner as my brow liner. My brow liner? Brow pencil. I don't know. So I'm going to grab my mirror, my Jeffree Star mirror. That is definitely my favorite mirror to use to do my makeup. And I'm just going to shape my eyebrows. I've told you guys before I'm not a brow expert, but I think I've been getting better. And I'm pretty good at doing other people's brows. It's just my own that I think I struggle with a little bit. I don't know. And with this, before it dries, I just kind of like to blend it out, because once it dries, it's dry. It doesn't budge, doesn't go anywhere, which is why I like this eyeliner specifically. We're about to have a thunderstorm, so if you guys hear anything in the background, that is most likely what you're gonna hear. Maybe I'll get this video finished before that happens. I've had a lot of people lately, I just want to talk about this really quickly. I've had a lot of people lately tell me that they have really been enjoying my videos and that I've been, teaching them some things. And one person told me they gave their my channel to a coworker, and that she really had enjoyed learning some different tips and tricks about makeup. And I just want you guys to know how much that means to me, because I love makeup and I'm so passionate about it. And for me, if I can enjoy makeup while sharing that with other people and getting them to enjoy makeup as well, I mean, that just means the world to me. And it means the world to me that you guys watch me and that you watch my videos and that you enjoy my looks and that you ask questions and that you really respect my opinion. It means the world to me, whether you're my friend in real life or I haven't met you yet, or you just found me on YouTube. You all mean the world to me, and it means the world to me that you're here and that you're watching and subscribing, and I just wanted to let you guys know. So thank you guys so much. I really mean it. So the eyebrows are done, and we're gonna go in with our next product. Now, you guys know I like to do eye looks that are very bright, and for that I really like a white base. And I used to use the NYX Jumbo eyeshadow pencil in Milk, and then I found out about this product from Time the Infamous here on YouTube, and ever since then this is what I've been using. I'm actually halfway done with this one, so I should probably order a new one, because you can only get it online because it is a Mac Pro product. So you can't just walk into the store and buy it. So since it takes a while to get here, I mean, I could use the Jumbo eye pencil if I am waiting for that one to get here, but it's really my favorite. So, and before I continue, my favorite moisturizer to prep my skin for makeup is by far, I always drop something. Well, I don't know exactly where it is at the moment, but it is my Glam Glow Illuminating Face Moisturizer. You guys have seen it before. Sorry, I actually need to pick that up because I need it for this video. I know. It's gotten lost in the shuffle. Okay. But yeah, that's my favorite moisturizer. It is just perfect for prepping your skin for makeup. So you guys have seen it before in my videos. And then after I do this, you guys know that I love using tape. That's my favorite method. And you guys, I got a tape dispenser so I don't have to cut the pieces of tape ahead of time or with my mouth anymore. So that's exciting. So I'm just going to put a piece of tape on either side. This is my favorite method. I mean, yes, you can wipe away with a makeup wipe, but I just personally feel like this is the best way to get the sharpest edge for me. So I like to use the tape method. We're ready and we look crazy. So my favorite eyeshadows, I'm going to go in and tell you what my favorite palettes are and what my favorite single eyeshadows are. So by far my favorite palettes are by Juvia's Place, and they're overall my favorite eyeshadows, period. They are the most pigmented, they are just amazing, and for every skin tone. This is the Masquerade palette by Juvia's Place. You can see I've used it a lot, and that's saying a lot for somebody who has a lot of makeup. So that's this one, and the artwork on all of them is beautiful. And then my second favorite of theirs is the Zulu palette. You can also see I've used this a lot, and this is my favorite, second favorite one of theirs. Now I also have, you know, their blush palettes. I have the Festival palette, the Deuce palette, which were sent to me. I mean, I have a lot of them. And in terms of my new favorite new eyeshadow palette that I've gotten, I would say that would be the Rainbow palette from Violet Voss. That is definitely my favorite. So I'm going to use all of those today. And then my favorite single eyeshadows would definitely have to be by SugarPill. They have a lot of mattes that are just very pigmented. This is Velocity. They have Acid Berry. And then they have some metallics. They have like a pumpkin spice one. They have Moneymaker, which is gorgeous. We're going to use this today. So, yep, these are my favorite single eyeshadows by far. And I own every shade that they sell except for the yellow one and the orange one, because a couple months ago, I never used those. So we're going to go in first with our Violet Voss Rainbow palette, which, like I said, is my favorite, my current favorite new eyeshadow palette. And I'm going to go in with my Morphe. No, you know what? I'm going to use a new brush set for, where'd I put it? There it is. I got this brush set, and I still have yet to use it. It is gorgeous. It's in this holographic diamond shape. These are the unicorn brushes. And I just want to try them out, want to see if their functionality is good. And these are the brushes inside. Actually, I think I have used this one once before. But all of the brushes, their handle is like a unicorn horn. So, yep. So I'm going to use some of these for this look. So, and I might have to dip into some of my other ones. Unfortunately, I won't be able to tell you exactly what they're called, but okay. So the first one I'm going to use, I guess maybe I have used a couple of these. I don't know. So this one is the Blender like crease brush, and first I'm going to go in with the shade Fiji, mixed with a little bit of Seafoam. Mixed with a little bit, let me try it this way, of Seafoam. You can see all my products on my little vanity here. So we're going to take that on our brush and just make sure that all this creasage is blended out. Okay. And I'm just going to go in and I'm going to put that all in the crease. We're going to do a green and blue look. I was watching a bunch of YouTubers today, and half of them were using like pinks and purples, and half of them were using greens and blues. And I thought, oh, which one do I want to do first? And then I thought, because I was so inspired by those colors, I'm not using any of the same products, but the color selection. And I thought, which one should I do first? And then I thought, well, you know, I could do one eye, one color scheme, one eye, another color scheme, because I like doing that as well sometimes. But I decided to just go ahead and stick with the green and blue today. So that was inspired by Fira here on YouTube. She's awesome. She's a cruelty-free YouTuber, and she does a lot of awesome looks, and she has a lot of very informative videos. So we're gonna do that, okay? And then we're gonna go in with just Fiji, and I'm gonna put that in a little bit into the crease, but also on the lower lid a little bit, on the outer part. And then after this, we're gonna go in with our Masquerade palette from, no, actually I'm gonna go with the Zulu palette first from Juvia's Place. And we're gonna go into this beautiful shimmery teal blue shade. And I'm going to put that over top of that a little bit lighter and a little bit more shimmery, and then I'm gonna pop that also into the crease below the top part of where the Fiji shade is. I love these eyeshadows so much. I know Juvia's Place is pretty big, but I think they should be bigger than they are because they are amazing. They're my favorite brand in terms of pigmentation. I actually just placed an order with them, and I ordered the Saharan 2 palette, which is the only palette of theirs that I didn't own yet. So I'll probably do a in-depth video just about their brand coming up soon. I know I've used them here and there on my channel. I feel like I have a spider on my neck or something. Ugh. If you guys see something, let me know. I wish that was a thing. I wish you guys could let me know. Okay, now we're going to go into Velocity, which is the beautiful like cobalt blue shade from SugarPill. I'm just going to stick with the same brush. I actually really like this brush. It's like densely packed but fluffy enough. I really like it. And we're going to go just in the outer portion and make sure that we don't go up too high, because we do want those other shades we laid down to stay where they are and to stay visible. And then I think that'll create a nice depth. See, oh gosh, I love blue and green eyeshadows, you guys. They're literally my favorite, I think, to do. And what's funny is, and this is one of the reasons that, so you guys know I like to do colorful looks, and I've just always been attracted to color. Well, whenever I wear greens, blues, purples, pinks, like just bright colors, I always feel so, I don't know, just confident and pretty and just happy. I love looking at the colors, and I don't know, I just love it. And I also noticed that when I would wear these colors, I would get way more compliments from people on my makeup than if I just wore like neutrals. And I think that's, I don't know, I just think they suit me more than neutrals, but I have lately been getting more into neutrals. I just went back into that Juvia's Place Zulu palette, and I'm using that shimmery, like, bluish green because I want to, I got a notification on my phone. Sorry. I want to put that back. I don't want to lose any of that gorgeousness, and I want that gradient. That's the word I'm looking for. So one more time into velocity on this side. And then, but in terms of neutral looks, I really do enjoy neutral glam. What's funny is that I always ask my friends and people that I know if I could do their makeup. And a couple times I've noticed that a few people have been a little apprehensive. And I'm like, why are they apprehensive? Well, I found out that it was because they thought that I was going to do their makeup the way that I do my makeup. No, I don't do that. I mean, if you ask me to do something out of the box, you know, something that, you know, is not normally something that you would wear, then yeah, I'll, you know, give you a crazy makeover. But if you're the type of person that doesn't normally, you know, wear these kinds of colors, I'm not just going to straight go in with it. So I'm going into the Masquerade palette, and I'm going to use this. Unless that's what you want me to do. You know, give you something that you're not used to. Then, of course, I will. I just want to add a little bit of shimmeriness to that velocity, because these two are very similar in shade. But if I notice that somebody, you know, wears a lot of like browns and pinks and neutrals, like, you know, that's probably what I would do. I would also ask them a lot of questions first, you know, what kind of look do you want me to do, you know, that kind of thing. So that's actually, I was going to say that's all we're going to use in the Juvia's Place. But I think I'm going to use this little flat shader brush. I'm just cleaning it off on my color switch. Actually, no, I'm gonna save the brow bone highlight for something else. Okay, so yeah, we're done with this palette for now. Okay, if I was gonna do a pink and purple look, I probably would have used the Masquerade palette more. Now we're going to go into this color, which is gorgeous. This is the Moneymaker shade from SugarPill. And first I'm going to lay down actually a little bit of this Acid Berry from SugarPill as well, because I really like to layer shimmers and mattes sometimes, because sometimes shimmers aren't the most pigmented. I mean, these definitely are, but I don't know. I just feel like it gives it more of an opaque base, so I like to do that. I'm going to go in with my, clean that off first, but I'm going to go in with my flat shader brush from Wet n Wild. I would say this is definitely one of my favorite brushes. All the Wet n Wild brushes are amazing, and their crease brush and the flat shader brush are 99 cents. I don't even know how they do it. So I'm gonna go in with Acid Berry first, and I'm just gonna put that on the lid and slightly into the crease right above my lid. Oh, so pretty. So freaking pretty. SugarPill is amazing. And SugarPill and Juvia's Place together is like a dream. And Juvia's Place does have a lot of neutral shades as well. They have the Nubian palette is like an all neutral shade palette. And all of their other palettes do have neutral shades in them. The Saharan one is definitely more of a neutral palette. So if you're looking for something not as colorful, they do have something for everyone. So now I'm going to go in with that Moneymaker shade. I'm going to put that on top of exactly in the same place that we put the acid berry. And that's just going to add a beautiful shimmer, but we're also going to add something else on top of these, I think, because I'm going to show you guys one of my favorite pigments. I say one of my favorite because they have one, the one I'm going to show you, which is like, it has a blue-green shift, and then they also have one that has like a pink-purple shift. So I like both of them. Ghosted is the one that has the pink-purple shift. It's by SugarPill. And then Lumi, which is the one I'm probably going to use today, has the blue-green shift. So this is Lumi. It looks white in the packaging, but when you put it, you can even see a little bit in there how it has that like sheen. When you put it over top of something that is blue or green, or anything really, it's going to give it that duochrome effect. So I'm just going to put that in the inner portion. Actually, no, I'm going to put it all over where I put the green, because I think it's just going to give it a duochrome effect. So you can see the difference already between this side and this side. It kind of took that yellowness away, and it just gives it this sheen, this mermaid sheen that I love. Inglot has a pigment that is similar to it that I want to get, that I saw Lipstick Nick use on Jeffree Star for one of his photo shoots, and I just thought it was so pretty. Okay. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Gorgeous. Just gives it like a mermaid sheen, I'm telling you. It's beautiful. Okay. And then now I'm going to go back into Velocity, I think. I was like, please don't fall. Yeah, I'm going to go back in with Velocity. And we're going to just make sure we didn't lose any of that when we put the green and the shimmeriness. Yeah. Just re-intensify. It's all about layering and like the gradient look that I love. Oh, I think. Okay, sorry about that. I just had to change the battery in my camera, but for some reason it is not focusing. Hold on. Ah, there we go. Okay, guys, we're back in business. I don't know what that was. It was like the battery was dying and the autofocus was off, so. Alright, so we were just adding more velocity to make sure we keep that gradient. So, I think we are done with the upper lash line. Now we can take this tape off. I know fallout is crazy, but I really feel like with bright shades, you're pretty much going to get fallout. I mean, there are certain shadows that don't have as much fallout, but most bright shadows are just going to be a little bit more fallout-y. It's a technical term. Okay. I think most of the fallout actually came from the rainbow palette. That palette does have a lot of fallout. Juvia's Place doesn't have as much or hardly any. And then SugarPill does have some as well. Okay. Alright. I think we're in business. So, my favorite primers. primers. I use them together. This one has become my favorite primer. Before this, I pretty much just used my moisturizer as a primer, which you can do. But this is the matte, the Primed and Peachy Cooling Matte Skin Perfecting Primer. Long name. Long name. And I just use a little bit of it in my T-zone and then kind of blend it outwards. It smells good, but it does not have a strong smell. And I definitely think and know from testing it that this has definitely added to the longevity of my makeup, my foundation and stuff. It really, really helps. It has like a tacky base. I feel like it fills in my pores, and it keeps the oils at bay for most, if not the entire day. So I'm going to go in with my second favorite primer, which has got to be the Milk Makeup Blur Stick. Some people don't like this. Some people said it tugged at their skin. As long as I keep it at a good room temperature, I don't have that issue at all. And I pretty much also just go in my T-zone with that. I don't really feel like I have an issue with makeup coming off of the parameters of my face, so I don't really need. And then I kind of just press that one in. And these two together will make sure that my makeup literally lasts like all day long. Okay, so my two favorite foundations are pretty expensive, but they're my favorites, so that's why I'm using them. I do have some other favorites, and if you want me to do a drugstore favorite product, video, then I definitely will do that. So let me know down below. Like this video if you want me, or comment down below, both, whatever, if you want me to do a drugstore version of this, this particular thing. This is the Fenty Beauty foundation in the shade 120. And I use about 2.5 pumps of that. And I just saw Kato Potato, who is here on YouTube. She did a full face of her favorite makeup products. So that's where I got this idea. Just wanted to, full disclaimer, put that out there. This is the Giorgio Armani Power Fabric in the shade 3.5. I definitely think I could have gotten a lighter shade if they have one. I'm not sure, but when I mix it with the Fenty foundation, it's perfectly fine. So those two are my two favorite foundations of all time, drugstore or high-end, to mix together. I just think they really last on my face. They have great coverage. It's not overly drying, not overly hydrating. I just think they do a really good job. I'm going to go in with my favorite sponge, which is the Sonia Kashuk sponge. You can get a 2-pack at Target of them for $10. I think it's like $9.99 actually. So it's my favorite sponge that I've ever used. And I've used the Morphe sponge, the Real Technique sponge, the Real Beauty Blender. I do want to try the Flower Beauty sponge, but I can't find it at the Walmart near me anymore, which is where I saw it the first time and I didn't buy it, and I should have. But that's $9.99 for one. So these are still a better price, I think. Real Technique sponges, I think, are like $10.99 for two. So those are good prices as well. I actually personally don't like the actual Beauty Blender, like the brand name Beauty Blender. I don't like those. I think they're too soft for me, and they just, I don't know, I just don't feel like they press the foundation into my skin as well, and it made my foundation look a little cakey. So my favorite concealer is definitely the Tarte Shape Tape. That I will say I might repurchase again. I don't know. I'm mad at Tarte. Really mad at Tarte. But, and I'm almost out of this one. Like, really almost out of it. But it definitely has the best coverage in terms of any concealer. But I do like the Makeup Revolution one as a dupe. So if I do my favorite drugstore products, then I will go ahead and include the Makeup Revolution one in there. So I'm going to blend that out. A lot of people have said that they feel like this is drying under their eyes. I don't feel like it is, but if you find that it is and you use this concealer, Brianna Fox here on YouTube said that she actually mixes her Shape Tape with a moisturizer, and she really likes how that works. So I have not tried that yet because like I said, I don't really have that issue. I did have that issue when my under eyes were more dry, but I've been using the Drunk Elephant, this one here, the C Tango Multivitamin Eye Cream from Drunk Elephant. I got a little sample of it, there's something in my mouth, from Sephora, and what is that? And I started using it because normally I'm not a huge fan of eye cream. I think you could just use your moisturizer under your eyes, but I really like that one. So I'm going to go in really quick with my favorite lip product to use before putting on makeup, which is the Jack Black Intensive Therapy Lip Balm. I like the natural mint one. They have shea butter ones. They have all different kinds. But I like anything minty on my lips. So I'm just going to put that on because I'm going to wear a liquid lipstick today. If I was just going to wear a bullet lipstick, I wouldn't necessarily worry about it because I always have on some kind of lip balm or something. So I'm just going to put a thin layer of it and then wipe it off just to leave like a thin layer. Okay. Now, powder, setting powder. I have a couple of favorites. I love the Coty Airspun powder. This was my favorite for forever. Now, if you're sensitive to smell though, don't get this one. This one, it definitely smells like, and a bunch just fell out. See, do you see that? It looks like I'm smoking, right? That's my one complaint about this powder. The scent would be the second. I mean, this just goes everywhere. The second is the scent. It smells like oh gosh, what was that perfume that grandmas used to wear all the time? Red Door, I think, by Elizabeth Arden. So I'm not going to go in with that one today. I'm going to go in with my new favorite, which is the Too Faced Peach Perfect powder. I'm telling you guys, this powder is amazing. It is just gorgeous. And I still have that other powder in my hand, so it's still coming up. This one just, oh my goodness. I feel like my face just stays set all day because of this. I feel like other powders that I would use, I would think that I'd set my entire face. And I mean, I realize loose powder is going to fly everywhere no matter what powder you use. But the packaging on the Coty Airspun powder needs to be revamped because it gets everywhere. Like, unless you leave the powder sitting like this all the time, if you ever put it in a bag or anything like that, it always gets, like, comes out of the packaging and gets in the lid, and then you open it, it just goes poof, like a cloud. You just saw it. So, and it does have a very strong smell. Like, it smells like perfume. So I think it smells good, but if you're allergic to perfume, if you're sensitive to perfumes in your products, don't use it. Just skip it. Another really good powder, which I'll use probably, this is the one I would use in my drugstore version of this video, is the Maybelline Fit Me. That is hands down the best affordable powder that I've ever used. Or I don't know, maybe I would I don't know. I think it's right up there with the Peach Perfect. So I don't know. Alright, so let's see. My favorite contour powder is definitely the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. I love it. It's gorgeous. It also has nice powders for setting under your eyes if you would like to use like a pressed powder for that. I go in with the 2 middle shades. So mine is cracking. And I just like to, I don't contour all over because I just don't think that's realistic in my everyday life. And I think it looks weird in person. And I just put a little bit on my nose. And then just put a little bit on the outer portion of my face. Only a little bit. But then I'm going to go in with bronzer. And I think you guys know, and my double chin, I think you guys know what my favorite bronzer is. Actually, maybe not, because I've used 2 a lot on this channel. I've used my Makeup Revolution, the Bronze and Glow one, and then I've used my my butter bronzer, which is the one I'm going to use today, because that is definitely my favorite. I'm just going to see if there's any. Yes, I'm going to use this big fluffy unicorn brush for my bronzer, and we're going to go in with, I have 2 shades. I have the bronzer shade. I think that's the one I'm going to use. I'm going to use the darker one. I don't know why, but I like the darker one because I think the lighter one just, I don't know. I feel like it just doesn't have enough pigment, even for my light skin. I think it's just very, very light. So if you're the type of person that you don't really like a lot of bronzer, then get the light bronze shade, because that definitely would work for you. And these brushes are really soft. Almost too soft. I think this set was like $50. I pretty much just got it for the looks. I didn't even expect them to be functional, which I know is terrible to say. But yeah, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like some of the pigment doesn't deposit as well because they are so soft, although this is probably meant for powder and not bronzer. Then I'm going to go in with my favorite blush, which I had to think about this one because I do use the Marc Jacobs Kinks and Kisses blush a lot, but I really, really love, sorry, my hair is driving me nuts, my little baby hairs. I really use the NYX ombre blushes a lot. I have this one, Code Breaker. I have Sweet Spring. I also have a nude one. And I really do like them. So I think that I also like the Marc Jacobs blushes, but I think their price is ridiculous. And I also think NYX is more pigmented. Like, I don't feel like I have to work as hard to build up the pigment with the NYX blushes. I think the Marc Jacobs ones are beautiful, but I really do think you have to build up the color because it's very luminous and very sheer almost, which I think is what it's supposed to be. But I also like the BH Cosmetics blush palettes because you get a lot of different blushes for a really affordable price. But my favorite formula and my favorite pigmentation would be the NYX ombre blushes, and they have them in tons of shades. They actually have one, I think it's called Mauve Me, not positive, but it's like a mauve plummy blush. I really want to get that one. So my favorite, you guys know my favorite spray to meld the powders into my skin and to tone or hydrate my face is the Kopari Rose Coconut. Let's see if I can get anything out of it. Okay, a little bit. I'm actually going to Sephora this weekend to get a new one because I've been using a lot of Fix Plus lately, which that works as well, but I feel like in terms of melting the powders into my skin, oh my gosh, you guys, that Coty Airspun powder literally got all over my shirt. I'm gonna have to change. Okay, so in terms of, you know, really helping meld the powders into my skin, and also in terms of hydrating my skin, like when I use it as a face toner when I'm doing my skincare, the Kopari is definitely my favorite. Highlighter was another difficult one. Whoa. I would say drugstore would be the Maybelline Master Chrome highlighters, but in terms of highlighter palettes, it would be the Metal Crush highlighter palette by Kat Von D, which looks like this. I haven't had it for long, but I already love it as like inner corner highlight, highlighter, eyeshadow. Like, I can use it for everything. And then the second one would be honestly any Anastasia glow kit, but the Aurora one is by far my favorite. I also love the Jeffree Star Skin Frosts. My favorite one of those is the Nefri one. I absolutely love it. But my very favorite highlighter palette of all time, and it is affordable, is the Sleek highlighter palette. This is what it looks like. This one is a cream. No, this one is a cream. These three are powders, and I never use the cream one. I actually usually mix this one and this one together, so it's like blinding. So I'm actually going to try, I've never used a fan brush before, and I noticed that these unicorn brushes came with a fan brush for highlighting, so I'm going to try it. I actually like it. It's very cool. I think you can do it this way too. Ooh, goodness. That leaves a line like no other. That's kind of neat. I don't know if it'll replace my Royal & Langnickel, my purple highlighter brush, but it's a neat, different way to apply it. But this Sleek highlighter, which is what we're really here to talk about, right, is just gorgeous. I mean, it is so pigmented, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think the palette is like $8 or $10, something like that. You can get it at Ulta now, actually, Sleek Cosmetics. So, and I just, it's blinding. Like, look at that. I'll put them on my hand. I mean, for a drugstore highlighter palette, like, and this is my favorite regardless of drugstore or high-end. I absolutely love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, now, eyeliner would definitely be, I'm gonna go with, oh, this is so hard. Lancome eyeliners, the Absolute Crayon, the Le Crayon, I should say, is just, it's awesome. It's very pigmented. This is the one in Noir. I mean, you don't have to sit there for hours and like trying to get it in your waterline. It's easy to tightline with it. Yes, they're about $17, but I mean, literally one of these, even if you used it every single day, would last you for at least a year, if not longer. And that's coming from someone who sharpens their pencils. Like, before I film, I sharpen all my pencils because I don't like my pencils to sit there and collect bacteria and stuff like that. So I always sharpen my pencils before I use them. I'm just looking for my mascara, which before we filmed, it was here, and now I don't see it. So my favorite mascara is the Better Than Sex Too Faced mascara. Oh, there it is. I already pulled it out. So you guys know I love this. And I went on a quest for a year without this mascara, looking for a drugstore dupe. looking for any mascara that was just as good as this one. And the only one I found that was just as good, if not better, than this one was another high-end one, which costs more than this one, which is the Marc Jacobs Velvet Noir mascara. That one is freaking amazing. I love it. But it's $26, and I replace mascara like once every 2 to 3 months, so I'm not gonna spend $26 on a mascara. Don't quote me on that though, because I might. It's that good. I got a sample of it, and it's just amazing. And I actually like mixing mascaras sometimes, like layering them, which is what I'm going to do today, because there is a drugstore one that I like, and it is the Maybelline Coconut one. I say coconut one. They don't call it. There I go, dropping stuff again. They don't call it the coconut one. They call it the Total Temptation one. But it smells like coconut and sunscreen to me. But it doesn't irritate my eyes, so that's good. So I'm going to go in with, back to the Violet Voss one, I'm going to grab Fiji on a flat shader brush. And I'm just going to put that on the lower lash line. I'm going to keep it simple on the lower lash line since it's very crazy on the top. I should have done this before I put on mascara on my lower lash line, but I didn't, so that's fun. But that's alright. I just completely forgot. Okay, I like that. Okay, whew. I just, with the mascara already there, it's like trying to creep up into my waterline. So I'm just going to grab the Total Temptation mascara before the Too Faced one dries, because I like using mascaras that have different purposes. Like Too Faced Better Than Sex one is for like lengthening and volumizing, and this Total Temptation one is for like separating and just making them look like almost like false lashes on your eyes, which I found some false lashes I'm gonna try. So we're gonna do it on this channel. Maybe I'll do it with the drugstore video that I do if you guys want the drugstore video, because it's a drugstore eyelash brand. It's Eyelure, and it's the Nicole Guerrero ones. Lips. My favorite lip liner is actually Sebastian by OCC Cosmetics, but since they no longer exist, I'm going to say the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On lip pencils. This is in the shade Midnight Cowboy, sorry. I'm gonna go ahead and use this on today, because since the eyes are crazy, we're gonna use just a nude lip. And the liquid lipstick I'm gonna use does not require any lip liner, but just so I could show you and tell you what my favorite lip liner was, I used it. My favorite liquid lipsticks, no surprise, shouldn't be a surprise anyhow, are Jeffree Star. This is Sagittarius. I love this shade. It's like the perfect like mauve-y nude. I also like Scorpio. And they wear so long, but when they fade, they don't look like butthole lips. So I like that too. Oh, it's starting out smells so good and so... Okay, there we go. There, it went out of the line for a second. So I'm gonna let that dry, and while it does, I'm gonna talk about my favorite lip glosses. Oh, and my favorite glitter liners would be the Urban Decay Heavy Metal ones. My favorite lip glosses are, okay, so this one was a limited edition one with the Hello Kitty collection that I got. It's the Ultra Glossy Lip by ColourPop, but unfortunately this is the only one I really like. I've tried other ones and I don't like them, so that was the only shade that I liked, and it's no longer available, and I just tossed it on the ground. My favorite, some of my favorite lip toppers are the Juvia lip toppers. You've seen me use these before. This is Funfetti. I have Sweet Tooth, which is the one with Jeffree Star. I have Frostbite. So I just have 3 of them right here. I love the Anastasia lip glosses. This is the one in Moon Jelly. And then, but my favorite lip gloss of all time is the NYX Duochromatic lip gloss. This one specifically in Gypsy Dreams is freaking amazing. It is, look at that. It's like highlighter on your lips. It is so pretty. It comes in lots of different shades. I've only tried this shade, but I plan on buying more. But I feel like I could put this one shade over top of like any, you know, lipstick, and it'll just go with it. So last but not least, setting spray. My favorite setting spray of all time would honestly be the Morphe setting spray. But I don't like how long you have to wait for it to come in the mail. I don't like how long you have to, you know, how you have to pay for shipping when you order it, unless you spend like $100, which is ridiculous. But I've really been loving the Peach Mist. You guys know that. I've been using it in like every video ever since I got it. And I would say I like it as much, if not more, now than the Morphe one. The Morphe one is really good at melding your powders into your skin. But if you have a good powder spray for that, which I do, the Kopari, then, you know, as far as setting your makeup, this one definitely helps the most with longevity. So I know this video was long, but I have a lot of favorites, and I wanted to tell you guys about all of them. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your evening, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.